Hey guys, welcome back. I had a new client today and she was so inspiring and said a couple really kind of amazing things. And I thought I would take a minute and share those here in hopes that maybe they allow you to relax a little. Take a little of the pressure and the striving just down a little level in your belly. So, this client reached out to me because earlier this year she took my Back to Basics course. And she said in today's session, it changed her life because for the first time, after 20 plus years of fighting these, what she calls her OCD behaviors, her control behaviors, of fighting for 2 decades, when she came into my class, she saw really on an embodied level, like in her belly, to stop fighting the behaviors and instead be the one who notices, oh, that behavior's here. So in the course, we really started pulling away that identity, that identification with, I am the one doing the behaviors. I am the author of these behaviors. I am the chooser of these behaviors, which adds so many sort of kinks to the hose of life. It kind of slows down and throws off the flow of life because it adds pressure and shame and guilt. And most of all, it really solidifies this concept we've learned of this separate, vulnerable self that is the doer, the chooser, the author. So, one of the biggest things that she said changed her life was really seeing she's that which notices. She's the space in which behaviors are arising. And in that course, for the first time in 20 years, more than 20 years, she stopped fighting, rejecting the behaviors. And she began noticing them more as a neutral witness, like, oh, I acknowledge what is arising. I acknowledge, I see, I notice this behavior, this coping strategy, this whatever it is. She just noticed. And then when we met today, she said the greatest thing that we all our minds say. She said, but now I'm back to judging the behavior again. So, of course, the behaviors are really ramping up. And I said, yeah, but you're not judging. We don't judge. Judging happens. And just like behaviors arise, life arising as behaviors. If we're not choosing our thoughts, then how are we choosing the thoughts that are also judgments? And she saw it, and I could see the light in her eyes, and I could see her shoulders relax, and she got it. Oh, behavior's happening. And of course, judgment's coming in on top of it. But she's not the author, the creator of either one. Judgment about behavior is happening. Rejection of the behavior is happening. Rejection of the judgment is happening. But she is not the one judging, and she's not the one rejecting. And in that moment, she kind of relaxed and she said she could kind of feel this exhale. And so we kind of spent some time together just backing up. Just come back and notice. Be the one that notices, oh, judgment's here again. Rejection of behavior's here again. Look at that. And then be who you are in the space of welcome, the space of unconditional love, awareness, the space of just yes. Like, oh, hello, old friend, judgment. Of course you're back. It makes sense for judgment to be there. It's what has been learned. It's been habitual for so many decades. It's gonna keep coming up for a while. But pushing it away, identifying with it like I am the one doing it, just has the experience of tightening the whole system. Again, I kind of love the idea, the metaphor of the garden hose. It's kinking the garden hose. The water can't just flow through. Life can't just like, ah, I got this. I can take care of this. So back up a little bit If you're like me, and you're like most people, and you have certain behaviors, whether it's avoiding something, doing something a lot, anything like that. And then you notice judgment. I should know better. I shouldn't have let that happen again. I knew not to do it, but I did it anyway. All those judgments, all those stories, fine. The whole point here isn't to white knuckle, force, and push change. It doesn't work. What if the whole point really is grounding in, stabilizing in your true identity and seeing where there are still some identifications left, some old identities that no longer serve you? What a wonderful gift things like unwanted behaviors or emotions or symptoms. What a wonderful gift and portal that all can say, hey, look at what identity is still here and remember who you are. Take a step back. Oh, judgment's happening. I am not judging. I am the space in which judgment is allowed to arise. Hi, old friend. Hi, you're welcome here. You belong here. Anxiety is here again. Behavior is here again. Hi, old friend. You make sense. Maybe not to my mind, but on a much larger scale, you make sense and you belong. Behaviors, judgments, and even rejections don't belong to us. How could they? We are not authoring them and creating them. They are arising, and on some level, they make sense. So they belong. And as we begin to soften around, I kind of think of it as like wild horses that are in a pen. And as we soften around the wild horses have more space and they begin to settle. They don't settle because we're fighting them. They settle. The behaviors, the judgments, the rejections, the wild horses. As we soften and expand and say, you belong, you matter, and you make sense. It's a softening. It's not a hardening and it's not a figuring out. I hope this helps. Judgments don't belong to you. You are the one noticing. Rejection doesn't belong to you. Just notice what is being rejected in this moment. Real quick, because I had this other client today, and I think she saw it like right at the end of our session. And we were talking about apathy. And her big thing has been, I just don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care about helping myself. I don't care about getting better anymore. And then she immediately judged how pathetic it is that she's so apathetic. I mean, it was just so perfect. It was so perfect. But then she just noticed, oh, there's a rejection of apathy. Apathy's neutral. It's just our culture has taught us so much, bad stuff about apathy, but apathy just is. So there was a rejection of apathy, and you could see the light bulb go off. And it was really cool because she's not rejecting apathy. Apathy simply is being rejected right now. So what if we just allow that space to grow, to hold it all? Behavior, judgment, rejection. It's all welcome. It all belongs. Thanks, guys. I love you so much. Bye.